Prepare to get gassed because it's time for the Week in Gear. This week, it seems that guitar companies have realized that the end of the year is coming because there have been so many new releases that it is possible I will miss at least one. So, here we go, but feel free to scream, "Failure!" in the comments if I don't mention that particular thing that you expected me to talk about. This show is brought to you by Truefire. More about them in a bit. Okay, let's kick off this week's most exciting gear releases with a celebration from Fender. 2024 marks 70 years of the Fender Stratocaster being available, and to commemorate this, Fender are going to be releasing a series of limited edition Strats at various price points throughout the next year, but the first two models are already available. The first is the 70th anniversary American Professional 2 Strat, with an older body, Comet Burst flame maple top, a deep sea maple neck with a smooth rolled 9.5-inch radius rosewood fingerboard. The pickups are the V-Mod 2 single coil Strat pickups, and as for hardware, you get a 2-point tremolo with a cold rolled steel block and locking tuners. Also, it comes with a deluxe molded hard case, and this will set you back around $2,000. If that's a bit above your budget at this special time of the year, the second offering is a made in Mexico player Strat going for around $1,000. This also has an older body and a smooth rolled 9.5-inch rosewood fingerboard, but the maple neck is a modern C shape this time. Blech. The pickups in this are the pure vintage 59 single coil Strat pickups, and this one gets the Fender Classic Gear vintage style tuners and a lower spec 2-point trem. Fender are calling the finish Nebula Noir Black. Although that I like Fender have done something special for the first two models, the burst flame maple top does nothing for me, and at first glance I thought the player Strat was just flat black, but up close, that starry, sparkly, spangly thing looks beautiful, like a galaxy trapped in an instrument. But it's not all about the finish, of course. The spec of the player should please most people, while the American Pro Strat is a fantastic spec and probably a great guitar if Fender get it right. Of course, I want the one thing that they don't have, and that is the Am Pro 2 specs, but with the player body finish. That's just me being difficult, I guess. I personally would skip these two models and see what's coming in 2024, and I hope Fender push the boundaries of the Strat with something extra special. I don't know, like something with a rotary pickup or something that's weird but practical and desirable. Or something. At number 4 this week, a new clone. Woohoo! Brian Wampler has released a limited edition Germanium Tumnus, and it's already sold out as far as I can see, but we might as well chat about it for a bit so at least one of us can pick up one eventually on reverb.com for a tasty upcharge. The story goes that Brian discovered a collection of new old stock germanium diodes, the ones that were used in the actual Klon Centaur. Aside from that, and the fact that it's limited edition, it's the same as the regular Tumnus, but this one is just that little bit more Klon. Now, I don't mean to be disrespectful or rude, of course. The regular Tumnus is one of the best drive pedals, one of the best clean boost pedals, one of the best EQ pedals that I've ever played, and I would definitely put it in my top 5 Klon clones. And as Brian has only made 1,000 of these Germanium ones, they are sure to be collectible. But whether they sound better than the regular Tumnus is irrelevant, because I guarantee that both are absolutely desirable, and if you've missed out on this limited edition, I would wholly recommend you just get the regular Tumnus and maybe put some red knobs on it. You just won't look as cool when you post your board on Instagram. Full disclosure, I tried to buy one, but couldn't find it anywhere, so, you know, I'm a bit upset. Damn, off to Reverb I go. Come on, one of you that bought one, stick it on Reverb and message me, please. Before we get to number 3 on the list, it's now time to talk about this week's sponsor, Truefire. Truefire have over 80,000 online guitar lessons. How about learning from players like Andy Timmons, or Greg Koch, or Orianthi, or Steve Vai? Now, the reason that I learn from Truefire is because they have these interactive lessons with split-screen camera angles and on-screen tabs. You can purchase lessons individually, I've done that in the past, or you can sign up for streaming access to all courses and song lessons. During this holiday period, you can get a year of access for a discounted $99. And if you're watching this when that sale is over, just use the promo code in the video description and you'll still get a discount. And one of my favorite courses that I've bought has to be the 50 Guitar Licks You Must Know series. If you also take that course, you might recognize where I've been stealing certain licks from. So if you want access to over 1,500 lessons from more than 400 artists and educators, follow the link in the video description and let Truefire help you become a better guitar player today. By the way, if you're enjoying this weekly show, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up so that more people get to see it in the future. Lots of you have said that this is the best show on YouTube. I think I got the words right. So let's help more people have an enjoyable life by getting them to see this show as well. Thank you! Third on the list is the first new Soldano amp in a very long time. It's called the Astro 20 and it's a 20-watt all-tube Soldano voiced amp designed to meet the needs of modern players by combining tube technology with modern technology. The Astro 20 is a 3-channel 4 Galaxy built in the USA head, powered by 2 6v6 power tubes and 4 12AX7 preamp tubes. It has an effects loop, outputs for pretty much every cab you would want, headphones out for silent practice, thanks to the inbuilt Synergy IR technology that also gives you cab simulated outs and 6 onboard IRs with a preset editor software available by plugging in your computer to the amp and downloading it for free. Amazing. Yeah, it's got all the modern features you could possibly want, I think. Now, the 3 channels are easy to understand: clean, OD1 and OD2, but I was a little confused by the whole Galaxy thing, and after looking at it and reading it through a couple of times, they are quite simply voices. The green Galaxy is a high headroom clean voice which seems to be based on a Fender Deluxe Reverb or something similar. And then there's the remaining Galaxies, the blue, purple and red. They can be assigned independently to the OD1 and OD2 channels. The blue Galaxy gives you from blues drive to hard rock, so crunchy. The purple gives you a tighter, higher gain tone, and the red gives you Soldano's signature lead tone. There's an included 4-button MIDI foot switch, and this lets you save and access any combination of channels, galaxies, and any combination of channels, galaxies, and onboard impulse responses. The amp also accepts external MIDI switches and controllers, giving you up to 128 user-created presets. Ooh. The Soldano Astro 20 is very reminiscent of the Rev amps for me, and the whole approach of putting modern tech into a classically voiced tube amp is very tried and tested, but this time it's got the design and weight of Mike Soldano. Priced at around $2,000, the Astro 20 seems to be the Soldano amp to get, and I was going to say that I would love to try one up against the classic Soldano 100, but my guess is that the Astro 20 is the way to go for most players, and I would really be interested to see if this amp really can cover Fender cleans all the way through to Soldano leads. At number 2 this week is a dual pedal from Crazy Tube Circuits called the High Power. Hand-built in Greece, this is an attempt to put David Gilmour's Wish You Were Here tone in a box. The High Power features a Color Sound Power Boost overdrive and a high-watt amp circuit, and both sides can be used together or independently. The high-watt side offers a full EQ section, presence control, and a headroom toggle, and the Color Sound, love that name, has expanded the original controls to offer more versatility. It's finished in a British racing green, here it is, and there's also a passive series effects loop for connecting to other pedals in between the color sound pedal and the high watt amp. Did I get that around the right way? Yeah, I did. It was upside down. Anyway, I've got one here, obviously, and I released a review video this week, but as a non-Pink Floyd fan, I can't tell you if it nails DG's tone. I can tell you that I got some very gnarly, fuzzy tones out of it, and one in particular is a go-to tone for me from now on. It's quite thrashy as well up there. That's a really... Gosh, I nearly swore then. If you've seen the video, you'll probably know which one I'm talking about. But I also kind of upset a few Pink Floyd fans because I don't listen to the band that they like, but this pedal did give me another introduction to Wish You Were Here, and I'm gonna try again to get through the whole album and, you know, enjoy it. I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean that it hasn't clicked, but it's not for want of trying. As for the high power, it is one of my favorite pedals of the year, and I can see me coming back to this and maybe, just maybe, getting into Pink Floyd and using this to nail that tone that I've been told oh so much about. It's around 279 euros, and Crazy Tube Circuits are offering you a hand-built quality pedal, seriously, that has sounds that I've not encountered anywhere else. It is definitely different to, say, a Marshall amp in a box or the other Crazy Tube Circuit stuff they do, the Unobtainium Dumble and the Crossfire Fender and Tubescreamer. So I really recommend, if you want to hear some crazy stuff, watch my video. And if you want to hear someone make it sound like Pink Floyd and Dave Gilmour, there are other videos with beautifully played renditions out there. I urge you to watch at least one of those.
Pick of the week.
My pick of the week is the Kramer hale Voyager. This is a spiky, sparkly monster of a guitar with a locking trem, a single volume knob, and one humbucker at the bridge. And when I saw it on the release video, by the end, my jaw was kind of dropping, my mouth was open, and I'm not sure if I was drooling. But I do know that my fingers were idly making their way towards my credit card, except, well, we'll go into that. The humbucker is a Kramer 85T humbucker, and the locking trem is the ever-popular Floyd Rose 1000. The finish is called Black Diamond Holographic Sparkle, and it's not only on the body, it's also on the headstock, which I love. The bolt-on maple neck is a slim C profile with a 12.5-inch radius ebony board with lightning bolt inlays and medium jumbo frets. Yeah, I watched the video, I saw the photos, I think Lzzy Hale is amazing, I fell in love with the guitar. I saw that it was, I don't know, aimed at children, but I found the video confusing because watch it, but it's about a girl who likes music, draws a guitar, and Lzzy Hale's on the TV, she sees her drawing, and then it turns into the real guitar. And I was somewhat confused because I thought it would be a budget model, and that's why I got super excited. But it's about $1,500, and I think about 1,600 euros in Europe. And that is not affordable for parents around the world. So Kramer/Gibson got so close once again to making a potentially very high-selling guitar, and then they priced it like that, which I kind of understand, I think. I don't know all the work that goes into attaching all those tiny bits of glitter, but it must be a lot. And then, you know, all that time to take away the other pickup must be a lot of time, and then all that. Regardless, if they had made this at $7.99, it might still be out of reach for many parents. But I love what Lzzy Hale does, and Hailstorm is a fantastic band. It pains me to see this happening, where something is so cool and then they go and put it out of reach. And even I, a man with a job, a father with a job, can't afford it. Anyway, it's still my pick of the week. I still love it, and maybe I got a bit too honest there, but yeah, to hell with it. I like it, but I don't like the price. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you to the supporters of this show who now have their names on screen right over there. If you want your name up in lights with them, then click the join button right here on YouTube or visit my Patreon link, which is in the video description. And here's a special thanks to the top tier members. Dustin Bonney, Stephen S, Josh Hamburg, Sarang, Narayan, Michael Lerner, Buddha Blue. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch, Buzzle, Boom Shakalaka, Doug Paget, Alinta Boston, Hugh G-Rection, April Kurtz, PQ Deads, Mark Das Lamar. Thank you all. I have fun reading your names out every week. Let's make that list a little bit longer with some more fun names. So go ahead, click there to subscribe, and don't forget to comment your pick of the week in the comments section, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! 2 hands this week? Yeah, 2 hands.